11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
From Houston, Texas, we welcome you to Week 10 Simulation Football League action and the home of the Houston Hyenas. I'm Andy Hamilton along with Ryan Caudill. We're going to welcome you into the booth. It's 71 degrees outside, but we're here in the dome as the Carolina Skyhawks take on the Houston Hyenas in a battle, Ryan, that could be very pivotal for the playoffs.
Yeah, both of these teams coming into this game are at 4-5. Someone's going to come out of it at 5-5. That's right in the middle of playoff. Both these teams need this win this week.
Both teams coming off of wins last week. Carolina defeating the Arizona Scorpions. The Houston Hyenas beating the London Knights. They're trying to get a streak going. They can do so here today, but it's going to take quite the effort. These two teams, Ryan, a little bit different in how they run their offenses. Houston with a dynamic back, Warren Murray. Carolina has been more of a passing offense, although last week Logan Jack got going a little bit.
Yeah, he did, and Carolina, they like to use Sully Richardson kind of opening up that pass game, and they have, the fifth best offense when it comes to passing yards, and Houston is the exact other side of the coin with all the rushing yards. They're fourth in the league in rushing yards a game, so both the teams are going to have some different attacks, but they're both going to come out heavy today.
Carolina wearing all white, the Houston Hyenas in maroon. Simulation Football League, Week 10 action, the world's first controlerless esport here for you and ready to kick off. This is Week 10 of 12. Playoffs right around the corner, and these two franchises trying to put themselves on the plus side of a 4-5, 5-5 pileup that is coming to a head here at the end of the season. Kick underway. Houston starts with the ball, and they bring it out across the 20 to the 27-yard line, and that is where we will see Kentez Johnson, the fifth-year quarterback.
Yeah, and this Houston offense has been super high octane this year. You look at their points per game, they've been, near the top of the league in that category, and in just about every category across the board, they are near the top of the league, so they're going to come out swinging here today.
Fourth best rushing offense, this Skyhawk defense going to have to take care of. They faced DJ Moses last week, did a decent job with him, able to hold him down. Let's see if they can do the same for Murray. First carry for 2 yards right up the gut, and Houston will only get to the 28.
Yeah, and the defensive line for Carolina is something we're going to have to pay close attention to this week. If they can stop, that rushing attack of Houston, and Warren Murray is such a dynamic back. He's so hard to bring down, and it's going to be up to that front seven to do that. Murray,
208 yards last week, averaging 9 yards per tote. They will go to him early and often. They do so again here on second down, and again, Phil Hall right there to make the tackle, the big 6'6", 300-pound defensive lineman.
Yeah, and that's 2 in a row where Warren Murray's trying to, make something out of nothing. He went up the gut last time, tried to break that one to the outside, but both times defensive line got to him early and they brought him down at the line.
Third down, 9 yards needed to move the chains. Carolina coming out in a 3-2. Kentez Johnson will take a 2-step drop, fires right across the middle and caught. First down yardage to Dax Lewis.
Great effort there by Lewis to actually get to the first down. There was a linebacker standing right at the line to gain, but he's able to get that ball, give it that effort, and get to the line, get the first down. That was a huge play.
Lewis only had the one catch last week, has equaled that total here early in this game. First drive for Houston continues here to the 37. 9.5 to go in the first. 4-4 look at a Carolina. Murray up the middle again. Murray shakes free. Warren Murray cut down after picking up 9, and it looked like he had the danger to take that one the distance.
Yeah, he's showing a little flash of what he can do and why he's such a good back here in the Simulation Football League. He's able to get into that open space, find the hole, and make a move, and he was so explosive there. He made one more move, he could have taken that all the way.
Two backs in the backfield. Johnson under center here on second down. Give to Murray again. This time he fights forward, does not get to the line. Nice tackle coming up to make the play by Christopher Cologne.
A good job by Cologne to actually get to him behind the line of scrimmage. And you see Murray, whenever he got hit, he was still fighting so hard for that, just 1 yard. And it's going to be up to that defensive line to make sure he can't get that extra effort.
Split back wing jokers here for Houston. They give Murray, stretching it out left side, has first down yardage to the 49. And let's run through this Houston offense, which is keeping their drive alive. Kentez Johnson, the fifth-year quarterback. Warren Murray, the sixth-year running back for Houston. Stephen McMichaels, the brand-new rookie fullback. Leroy Brown, DR Sim, Brian Harrell, and Dax Lewis, the receiving threats. And the big offensive linemen, Alistar Johnson and Zane Zello, round out this unit. First down carry, right side, stuffed. Nothing doing there. Coming up to make the play was Forrest Stark.
Yeah, Forrest Stark getting to him in the backfield, and that is such a hard tackle to make with Murray. He has the patience, and he has the ability to cut back at any given moment and, try to make a big play, but Stark gets to him behind the line, brings him down.
5 wide here on 2nd and 12. Johnson stands alone in his shotgun and will throw. Johnson fires one down the middle, tipped up and nearly taken away. Carolina had an opportunity at it. Instead, they'll live to see third down.
Yeah, and that was such a dangerous throw. There were 5 Carolina uniforms all bunched up in that area and looked like it was only, 2 or 3 Houston Hyenas that were, vying for the ball there. And so Kentez Johnson really got away with one there.
They'll live to see third and long here. Carolina's defense trying to get off the field. Houston not yet in field goal range for Nico Cappuccino. Johnson going to throw one way down the middle. Tipped up, nearly taken away, and not caught. It'll be dropped. DR Sim almost made an incredible play on his back.
Yeah, and there were so many Carolina uniforms there. That was just not a good place to go. He should have, tried to find a different route. And it honestly almost looked like Houston Hyena was able to come up with that. It was bouncing around so much, too.
Drive stalls out for Houston. They picked up a couple of first downs, but could not keep that thing going. And Carolina is going to get the ball for their first offensive possession. A little bit of a low snap. Punt is away. Return man stands back at his own 15. Will bring it up a little bit and out to the 18-yard line. And that is where Carolina's offense will start right after a short break. Don't go anywhere. Week 10 Simulation Football League action live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome you back to Houston, Texas, Hyena Den Park Stadium, the site for today's Week 10 SFL action. The Carolina Skyhawks take over, hailing from Raleigh, North Carolina, and they will start with a pitch out to Logan Jack off this right-hand side. Jack, strong play there at the point of attack, picks up 6.
Yeah, and he's one of those backs you have to be on the lookout for because he is so explosive. He hasn't really shown it as much this season, I feel like, when you have someone like Warren Murray on the other side of the ball to compare him to, but he's still an explosive back that's getting it done for Carolina.
Well, and he has all the weapons, all the intangibles to be a star in this league, just maybe hasn't had the opportunity and hasn't taken advantage of it, although last week, over 100 yards. They'll dump it on an out route here, short of the sticks, a 4-yard pickup catch made out there on the outside. and by Terry Sever is going to leave him a yard short, though.
Yeah, and Garrison actually coming up from his coverage and making a really big hit there and not allowing the tight end to get to that first down and forcing a third down for Carolina.
Heavy formation here. Need to get out to the 29-yard line or past it to pick up the first down. Dump out to Jack. Has the room, has the blocking, and has the first down up to the 35-yard line for Carolina.
Yeah, big play on third down. That's one of those ones that you just have to convert every single time. And Houston, not really ready there for the screen. And that was a good play call by Carolina. And Logan Jack, you see what he can do when he gets into this open space. And he has a guy on him and he's still able to get those extra, 5-6 yards after the catch.
This Carolina offense did a good job last week. 33 points against an Arizona Scorpions defense with a Hall of Famer at the reins, Eddie Gage. Now they take on Gage's former team in the Houston Hyenas. First down pass is out to the fullback there, Tony Zoma. He picks up 7, and let's look at this series history between these two teams. Surprisingly, Ryan, Carolina has taken all of the games, but all of them have been in Raleigh.
Yeah, every single game that these two teams have played against each other have been in Carolina. They've always had that home field advantage, and that has always been, the difference for them is, they've been able to get these wins, but now they're in Houston territory, and we'll see what Houston can do.
2nd and 3, 4 receivers wide here. 5.5 to go in the first. Sully Richardson going to take a deep shot down the field. Caught! Wow, one-on-one play, and the catch is made by the jumping receiver. That is Heath McDaniel Jr.
The big Heath McDaniel Jr., his first year here with Carolina, making a big play. And Richardson, you see the trust that they have between each other. He can put that ball up there for McDaniel, and he knows McDaniel going to be able to come up with it. That was such a huge throw and catch. Great play by this Carolina offense.
They'll spread 4 out again. Sully Richardson completed 82% of his passes last week. Play action here. Hides the football in his hip pocket and checks it down, and it's in and out of the hands of Logan Jack.
I like the play call there. He goes with the read, and then he ends up going right back to Jack. But Jack kind of had to spin his hips around, and it looked like it threw off his balance, and he wasn't able to make the catch there.
Ryan, the interesting part, and this is just a fun fact for all of us at home, the first time these two teams played, Carolina and Houston, a young Andy Hamilton was the defensive coordinator for the Skyhawks. Carolina got the win in that game, one of my first wins as an SFL coach. Now I get to see it come full circle as Houston takes on Carolina again. Out route there is good for 3 yards. It'll make it 3rd and 7.
And this is kind of a decision time for Sully Richardson. This is one of those times where you definitely could go for that big ball into the end zone, or do you just go for the first down? And either way, whatever ends up happening here, they're going to look for Whistle Jones if they don't convert that first down.
4 wide receivers wide. Richardson in the shotgun. Logan Jack sidecar right. 3-2 look out of this defense. Here is Richardson throwing from right to left. That is a dangerous pass. It's incomplete. He was trying to find Sam Avalis, and could not complete it, and they'll have to call on Whistle Jones.
Yeah, good play call, though, by Richardson to actually go for that, big pass. Try to, give his receivers the chance to make the play and be that, person that can say they kept the drive alive.
Jones, 4 of 4 last week, hitting 100% of the kicks they called upon him for. This one will be a little bit over 40 yards. Hold down, kick on the way from Jones. It does not have the uprights off the bounce. It doinks off the upright, and it's no good. Carolina comes up empty.
A rare miss for Whistle Jones. You see the disappointment in his face there, and it just doinks off the upright. Big break for Houston.
We will take a break as well and be right back on the 11 Sports and For the Fans. It's the SFL. Heineken Park Stadium, the site of today's Week 10 SFL action. Andy Hamilton and Ryan Caudill in the booth for you here. 3 receivers wide, 2 in the backfield for Kentez Johnson. Houston taking over at the 35, and Murray, taking over this game out to the 46. A demanding run. He's able to move the chains on the first play.
And he is so dangerous, and you see why there. He gets there into the open space. The offensive line providing a great block there, allowing him to get out of the backfield, gets into that open space, and he looks so dangerous. The burst of speed gets them a first down.
LaVon Irvine over pursues to the outside. Murray takes advantage, and this Houston team trying to take advantage of Carolina missing the field goal on the last drive. Johnson going to take a deep shot down this right side. Incomplete. Was trying to find DR Sim. Another incompletion for Johnson early in this game.
And Davidson Joseph making a really good play on the ball there. It looked like, McDaniel was actually going to have it, but it just ends up hitting out of his hands, and Joseph makes a really good play by hitting him and making sure that completion doesn't happen.
2nd and 10, split backs spread here for the Houston Hyenas. 2 backs in the backfield is McMichaels and Murray. Johnson under center will drop the throw, going to dump it out on the right-hand side to DR Sim, who picks up 5, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, going back to Sim and making the play there, and now you have a 3rd and 5. This is, a really big first down that Houston has to be able to get here. It's a question of whether you go with Murray, who may be a little riskier, or do you let Kentez Johnson and you trust your quarterback here? We'll see what they end up doing.
It's 2 teams trying to make the big play here in a pivotal game right on the doorstep of the playoffs. Johnson, deep shot right side, caught wide open in a foot race to the 5, and down there he'll go. The catch is made by Brian Horelli. He had a big day last week, and he adds a first catch here today, and it's a big one.
Yeah, a huge catch that came at a big time for Houston, the 3rd and 5, and both the receivers, or both of the safeties, it looked like, actually went for the other receiver, left Horel wide open, and he almost took it all the way to the end zone there, but he ends up getting stopped short. That was such a huge play for Carolina. Now they're in a 1st and goal situation.
Houston knocking on the door, trying to take the first points of the game. They'll spread DR Sim to the bottom of your screen here and put 2 backs in the backfield. Warren Murray flanked by McMichaels. McMichaels dives up the hole. Johnson gonna throw it. Fires outside. Cut. Touchdown Dak Lewis. And the Hyenas are out in front.
What a big drive for Houston. They're able to, march down the field and, show Carolina what they're made of. And it was actually so huge for them. They didn't rely on Warren Murray that drive. He only had, 1 carry maybe that he got the first down, but most of this was Kentez Johnson, slinging the ball and, driving his offense downfield.
Johnson, 4 of 7 today, 62 yards, and that 1 touchdown for a QBR of 126. Art Vandelay and Zach Holdorf keeping us held down on the stats. Kick from Cappuccino is up and good, and it is a 7-0 Houston lead with 3:06 in the first. And you said it, Ryan, a great drive, mostly through the air, but a solid drive.
And for Houston, it's not, what you would expect. You'd expect Murray getting all the carries, driving them down the field, but Johnson shows that he's able to put the team on his back, and he's able to do it as well. That's going to be dangerous for Carolina coming into this game.
Kick is away. The Carolina Skyhawks will get the ball back. That missed field goal hurt them as Houston started with decent field position, was able to get down the field and score. Shea Carroll will bring it out to the 25. Let's run through this Houston defense. Wolf Justice, Chris Joseph are the defensive ends. Mike Baker and Tina Begin are the defensive tackles. Brody Gulch and Alex Perez, the linebackers. Jacob Clear and Everett Garrison, 2 of the best cornerbacks in the league. Brady Clark, Kai Cash, and Ethan Kai, very good safeties as well. This Houston secondary, not something to be tempted. Flip out here to Jack on the first play. Spectacular spin inside. He picks up 9.
And I thought he was dead to rights there. I thought it was going to be just a quick run. He was going to get hit, but no, Logan Jack pulls the spin move out of his back pocket, makes 2 defenders look silly, and gets a huge gain of 9.
Makes it a 2nd and 1, very manageable and a playmaker's dream, Ryan, because you can take a shot down the field if you want and think that you can come back on 3rd down and pick up the yard. Richardson going to do just that, and the catch is made down the field. Jack Flash flashes across the linebacker's face and picks up the 1st down.
Flash going underneath, and he's such a big man, but the defense just didn't see him coming. He makes that good quick play too. Richardson just getting the ball out of his hands early, and Houston didn't have time to react to it.
Sully now stands in the shotgun, gun straight against Houston's 3-2 defense. Low snap. Richardson flings one near side. Caught! Harish Prasad down the sideline to the 10, the 5, and he is in! Carolina answers. They put 6 on the board.
Like that, this is going to be a tie ball game. Carolina coming out huge on this drive. They just looked unstoppable. Big throw by Richardson, finding 89 Harish Prasad, and Everett Garrison tried to jump the route, tried to make the play, but ended up not being in position to be able to make the tackle. And Harish Prasad, it was nothing but daylight in front of him. Huge play by Carolina.
That will be a matchup to watch all day as Harish Prasad, one of the best receivers in the league, takes on Everett Garrison, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. That one-on-one is something that defenses and offenses dream of as competitors going up against one another. Those two users very active in the SFL, and the players on the field very good to back it up, Ryan.
And they're showing why they are so good, and this is just going to be such an interesting matchup to watch. Garrison obviously was, fooled a little bit on that play by Prasad. Prasad making a big play there, but we'll see if Garrison is going to be able to strike back and make some plays on Prasad. It's going to be a very interesting matchup to watch.
1:53 to go in the 1st quarter. We are all knotted up at 7. The Hyenas get the ball back and will have to bring their offense right back out. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the world's first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of your thumbs determine the outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the game, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit simulationfl.net for more information, or simulation.football. Handoff right side, Warren Murray. Murray still on his feet. Murray spins. Murray across the 40, across the 50. Warren Murray's going to answer him here on the first play of the drive. All the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. They strike.
Are you kidding me? What kind of game is this already? We got 2 scores in a row. Warren Murray, what an amazing play. He gets hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle, makes a spin move, and then it's nothing in front of him, just open field. And look at the spin, 2 in a row there, getting all the way to the end zone. That was such an amazing play for Houston.
Anytime he touches the ball, he has a chance to go the distance. He did so there. And that move right there was the one that sprung him free. An incredible run down the sideline. And if you're a Hyenas fan, you got to love how this team answers that big play from Prasad.
Those Hyenas are howling here today. What an amazing play. This offense coming out huge. It looked like they had a bit of a slow start early, but then they get a huge touchdown. And then Murray just with an amazing run. Carolina tried to answer back, and then they're going to have to go back on the field and try to do it again.
Their scoring drive before that was mostly through the air. That drive was one play on the ground, and Warren Murray made them pay for it. And that just goes to show you, folks, you can go from the couch to the field and make a huge impact and be a player on one of these teams and really show off your stuff. It's easier than ever to be a star in this league. Just head over to simulationfl.net and you can do so today. Plenty of spots in the SFL Minor League, which will kick off next month in October. Don't miss your opportunity to be one of the great players in this league and be part of our community. Return here for Carolina out across the 20, and he is bottled at the 22. Wow, what a hit.
Yeah, and that shows you what momentum does for a game there. Just on that hit alone, you can tell that Houston is really feeling their team. They're feeling the energy that's going through them right now. And Carolina, they pay for that hit, and now they're going to have to come back on offense after such a huge play by Murray, just making your defense look silly there. And Carolina's going to have to find a way to answer that.
Sully Richardson right back out on the field. 9 of 11 today, 81% of his passes finding their target. The one touchdown to Prasad. He's going to take a shot across the middle. That one deflected by the linebacker and incomplete. Was trying to force one to Prasad there again.
Yeah, Prasad trying to make the play there, but there were just too many hyenas in the area. They had swarmed on that ball. They had been, reading Richardson's throw there, and he's going to have to find a different receiver if he wants to make the play.
Over-under set today at 51.5. Houston, the 3.5-point favorites here at home. The visiting Skyhawks have their chance to answer here. 2nd and 10. Going to flip it out to Logan Jack on the outside. Jack through the first tackle will pick up 5. Makes it a more manageable 3rd down here.
Yeah, and I think that's the responsible play there. You don't want to go for another big play because then you're stuck with a 3rd and 10. So dump it off to your halfback who you know is going to be able to get you those yards. He gets the 5 real quick, and now you have a big telling 3rd and 5. Carolina, they need to make sure the momentum is shifting into their favor rather than Houston. If Houston gets another stop, they're just going to start rolling.
Richardson, shovel pass. Logan Jack spins. Oh, how did they not mark him for the first down? A bad spot there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that is going to warrant a Skyhawk challenge. He was so close to the line, and it looked like he got the spin move that would have got the ball over. Then he got hit, and I think that is a good challenge by the head coach.
Yeah, Harish Prasad will throw the red handkerchief to try and flip this call. It was a nifty play call. Good block there. Let's see. Jack spins. I think that ball right there might have got over. Tackle made there on the play by Ethan Kai right at the sticks. And that angle is probably the best one we're going to get, Ryan.
Yeah, before he spins, actually, before he gets hit, looked like that arm was extended just enough past the line. We'll see what R62 has to say about it.
They will overturn that. Carolina is going to get the first down. They will keep their timeouts and silence the crowd here at Hyena Den Park, which thought that their defense had a stop.
Yeah, that was a huge play for them to get. They needed that 3rd down because, Houston coming out with that big play. The crowd is going. You can feel the atmosphere, and then Carolina able to silence that, able to regain the momentum and get a fresh set of downs.
Nice shovel there to Jack for the first down. They'll give him a carry off this right side. Logan Jack across the 50. Jack is in a foot race down the sideline. He'll get to the 32 before he's cut down. Now Logan Jack enters the chat.
Yeah, this is a bit of a foot race between Jack and Murray already in this game. Murray had that huge run, obviously, and then you see Logan Jack showing a bit of what he can do to the same side as well on that right side, that strong side, finds the hole, gets past the defense, and then it's just a foot race. Logan Jack with a huge gain for the Skyhawks.
First carry of the day for Logan Jack. It's a big one as it flips the field, and the Skyhawks are within striking distance. If they can gain a few more, they'll give to Jack again off this left-hand side. Jack gonna pick up a cool 5 yards.
Yeah, and he had a couple hyenas on his back, but he's still able to get those gains. And Jack with a big play there on first down. And now you have a 2nd and 5 here. You're near the goal line. This may be an opportunity for Sully Richardson.
That will take us right to the end of the first quarter. The Houston Hyenas on top, 14-7. Don't count out the Skyhawks just yet. It's the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. We'll be right back. Back here in Houston, second quarter getting underway. They've flipped sides of the field. I'm Andy Hamilton along with Ryan Caudill, and the Carolina Skyhawks wearing white are now going left to right. Richardson fires into traffic, and dangerous play made by Kai Cash to deflect that one away and force third down.
Yeah, playing that line to gain defense there, and Kai Cash defending what it looked like the tight end, I thought, just able to see the underneath route, read the eyes of Richardson, making a good play and making the deflection.
Trying to force it there to McDaniel, and almost there to make the play there was Ethan Kai. Those two strong safeties working in tandem, and it's going to force this 3rd and 5 here at the 26. Carolina needs to find their way to the 21 in order to move the chains. Richardson will start under center. Jack is out of the backfield. Richardson going to fling one down the field. It's tipped up and still caught. Heath McDaniel. No, excuse me. That is the tight end who made the catch, or Shea Carroll made the catch.
Yeah, and Ethan Kai actually getting a hand on it, and then Shea Carroll able to make the catch on the deflection and keeps the drive alive. That was such a big play that came out of nowhere. It looked like it was just going to be another kick for them, but instead they're keeping the drive alive.
Carroll had one catch for 5 yards last week, able to move the chains on that play there. Logan Jack, shake and bake, able to pick up 3 to the 12.
Yeah, a spin and a hit there. He gets the, spin move to get out of the backfield, but then he just forced to pay for it. Big hit that he had to take there.
12 yards separate the Skyhawks and the end zone. 3-3 look out of this Houston defense. Richardson on a 5-step drop, fires underneath and almost made the pivotal play. The interception would have been great, as Alonzo Hamilton just could not wrap his hands around it.
Yeah, it looked like that ball hit him right in the chest, but he's still unable to come away with it. Richardson has been making some dangerous throws here, trying to rely on his receivers a little bit too much, but there's some hyena traffic involved, and they're making deflections, but they just can't quite get that interception.
Full wide receivers wide, Richardson in the backfield. Sully to throw, and that hits off the helmet of Kai Cash. It'll count as a deflection, and that will stall out the drive.
4 plays in a row where the ball is actually tipped in the air, it seems like, or 3 passing plays in a row where it's tipped in the air, and the Houston Hyenas looked like they had a chance to get the interception, but it just falls to the ground. So Richardson making some very dangerous throw here today.
Whistle Jones on to try and add to this Carolina point total. He missed earlier in the game, and this one a little bit closer of a shot. Kick is on the way from Jones. Got it from 28. It'll now be 10-14, but nothing guaranteed.
Yeah, and that first miss, actually Whistle Jones's first miss of the season. He was 20 for 20 coming into this game, now 21 for 22. Just an unfortunate error by Whistle Jones, and very rare from him to miss like that, and it just doinked off the upright. And those 3 points could come back to haunt Carolina later on in this game. We see this game is already really close, so they really wish they could have those 3 back.
9:48 to go in the second. 14-10 Houston on top of the Carolina Skyhawks. Return coming out from within the 5, and Kai Cash will bring it out to the 26. Houston's offense will come out on the field, and Carolina's defense will. Phil Hall, Christopher Colon are the defensive tackles for the Skyhawks. Trevon Prasad, Levant Irvine, and Forrest Stark are the linebackers. Zane Doty, another incredible cornerback. Davidson Joseph and Mark Martin round out that cornerbacks room for Carolina. Rochelle Colston, Chad Nevels are the free safeties, and Tristan Hatley, the 5th-year strong safety, rounding out that unit. Hatley last played right here in Houston. Give to Warren Murray. Murray spins and is able to pick up 8.
Yeah, so a drive that isn't quite the same as last one. They only had one play, 77 yards, so they couldn't get it done again on one play. But still a good run by Murray, and he's really getting going here in the second quarter. He's really running well.
One of the premier backs in the league, week in and week out. They like to feed him. They'll give it to him again off this left side. Warren Murray down to midfield before he's wrapped up.
Yeah, and a good play by 42 there. Davidson Joseph making the tackle. If he does not make that tackle there, Warren Murray's just off to the house. We've seen what he is able to do. He makes a play at the line, gets there into open space, and 42 saves a touchdown for Houston. He's so dangerous when he gets into that open field. And this defensive line for Carolina really needs to step up. They need to, hit him in the backfield, slow him down, and not allow him to get those big gains.
Two backs in the backfield, one wide receiver, bottom of the screen. Give to Murray right up the middle. Murray, one-on-one tackle made 8 yards after the line of scrimmage. Rochelle Colston does a nice job there.
Yeah, Colston making a big hit. And, we could talk a little bit about this offensive line of Houston. They are doing so well at opening up those holes. You see that one was off the guard there. And that was a really big hole for Murray, and he keeps getting these big gains because of it.
Murray now up to 134 yards on 11 carries, and they show no signs of slowing down. They'll give it to him again off this right-hand side. Warren Murray, though, this time driven backwards. Nice pursuit from Levant Irvine and this defense.
Yeah, good job by Levant Irvine, and Forrest Stark was there as well. They're playing horizontally up the field there, and that's a hard play to make, especially against someone like Murray who could cut back at any time. But the moment he did, he was hit by some Skyhawk.
Shotgun look here on 3rd and 2. Murray has 3 receivers wide, and Carolina's going to play bump. Johnson pressured, and down he goes. The sack coming right up the middle, and the play is made by Christopher Colon. He didn't have any stats last week. He's got a sack this week.
Yeah, make it 6 on the season. Look, he comes right up the middle. Alistair Johnson just not able to contain him, and he gets a huge sack at a perfect time for Carolina. This was a point. It was 3rd and 2, do or die for Houston. They're not able to make the play. Cologne makes sure of it.
And they force the Hyenas to punt from just barely on their side of the field. And the high snap is corralled. Kick on the way here to the bottom of the screen. Shea Carroll going to bring it off the 10 and just out to the 13. And that is where Carolina's offense will come back out. And Ryan, last drive, it was Logan Jack. And the drive before that, it was Harish Prasad. Some weapons on this offense.
Yeah, Sully Richardson really has a plethora of weapons that he can throw to. We've seen Harish Prasad. We've seen Heath McDaniel getting some looks, and Logan Jack shows what he can do on the ground. This offense is so high octane. They just need to break.
Two backs in the backfield. They are going to throw it out to Jack on a screen. Jack with a blocker. No one within 10 yards of him. Jack still on his feet. Logan Jack down to the 37.
And what a huge play. We talk about weapons, and Jack shows us what a dangerous weapon he is. He gets into that open space, and 10 yards in front of him, there were no Hyenas. He gets a block, 76, big spin move, and then another block opens up a running lane for him, and he's able to get such a huge play on, what was wide open, and those blocks just made it even better.
Nifty play call, and Logan Jack last week, Ryan, a touchdown against the Scorpions. He's a threat on the ground and through the air.
Yeah, and just look at the running speed that he has. Once he gets into that lane, he's just off to the races, and no one can catch him. He's so fast. Once he gets to that outside, getting the touchdown is so easy for him, and we have yet to see him break to a touchdown this game, but it could happen at any given moment.
Two backs in the backfield here. 3 wide on 1st and 10. Going to flip it out to Jack again. That throw was a little late, and Jack ends up losing 2 yards.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Logan Jack only has 3 attempts on the day. It seems like he's been running for so much more, but 3 attempts, 39 yards. That's 13 per carry. Really some great running out of him when he does get the ball.
Has caught Houston off guard when they do go to the air. Now they are going to go to the ground sometimes as well. They do here, and Jack, that one of his worst runs of the day, only picks up a yard.
Yeah, it looked like he had the fullback in front of him, but fullback not picking up, 4 people. That's impossible. So good coverage there by Houston. They see the run from the beginning. They're able to get out in front of it and stop Jack behind the line.
3rd and 11 here from the 36. They need to make it all the way past the 45 to the 47 in order to pick up the first down. 3 receivers wide here, 2 in the backfield. Zoma And Jack Richardson slings one, and he's got the cannon, and he's able to fit it into the window to Prasad.
Yeah, who else but Harish Prasad making that catch there? Richardson gunning it down the middle of the field, and that was a really big play for them. They needed to make something happen on third down, and Richardson has so much trust in Prasad. Prasad's been here 5 seasons with the Skyhawks, Richardson 3, so they've had a lot of time together to develop that chemistry.
4 wide here on 1st and 10. Logan Jack sidecar right. Richardson going to throw, slings out to Jack. Jack on the run is able to pick up 2, but no more than that. Well, when you look at Carolina's passing game, you would imagine that McDaniel Jr. and Prasad would be the highlights, both of them over 50 receptions.
Yeah, 50 receptions and well over 600 yards this season. Both of these guys are such big threats in the passing game, and Sully Richardson has a multitude of weapons that he can choose from, and McDaniel and Prasad are the 2 shiniest ones.
Very similar stats between those two. They'll flip out here. That one is dropped by the fullback. Zoma could not haul it in with a defender right in his face.
Yeah, they tried to go with the fullback screen there, but usually you want that one to be a little bit more to the outside so the defense, they have a longer way to run, but instead they went with the quick pass. Houston's defensive line was there to make the stop.
3rd and 8. Carolina trying to keep this drive alive and move the chains. Let's see what kind of play call they have in the booth. Here is Richardson, fires, incomplete, but a flag is down. We're going to have to check this one. It came from the secondary.
Yeah, it looked like there could have been a pass interference there. There were a couple different Skyhawks receivers. We'll see what they call it.
That is going to be pass interference, and Houston is going to have to back it up. A drive continuing penalty called on Alonzo Hamilton.
And that was a big 3rd down for Carolina, too. They had a really long 3rd down that they needed to convert to get into field goal range, and Houston gifting that play to them because of the pass interference, keeping the drive alive, and Carolina's going to write them a thank you letter here after this game.
That will set them up here. New set of downs at the 39-yard line. 3 receivers wide. Richardson to throw again. Dumps out to Logan Jack out of the backfield. And Jack picks up 5 and scoots out of bounds.
Yeah, just a good quick throw and catch. We see Logan Jack. He gets really involved in the passing game this season. 113 receptions for 527 yards. And then on the other side, just on the ground, he has 561 yards on the ground. So over 1,000 yards all-purpose, and he can do it in the passing game and on the ground.
Twins top of the screen, 2 backs in the backfield again. They're going to give to Logan Jack right up the middle. Jack knifes through and picks up 4, 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, and good play there by Brady Clark to actually make the stop, hit him at the line, and he can't get any further than that. Now you have a 3rd and 1. This is, a big play for Houston's defense. If they can step up and get the stop, they're going to limit Carolina to only 3 yards.
Carolina has converted 50% of their 3rd down attempts so far today, trying to keep that number on the positive side. Give Logan Jack. Jack fights through and has the 1st down yardage, still on his feet to the 18.
And 3 guys tried to make that tackle on their own, and they couldn't do it. Logan Jack, he's only 5'11", but he stands like he's 7 feet tall. He's so hard to bring down, and he's so hard to tackle when he's on his own, and it's just one guy. He keeps those legs driving, keeps those hips moving forward, and he gets the 1st down. That was a huge play for Carolina.
New set of downs here in the red zone at the 18-yard line. 2 wide receivers wide. Richardson to throw. Going to flip it out of the backfield to Jack. Jack picks up 3.
They tried to break it between the 2 defenders. Brody Gulch had something to say about it. The 1st-round pick this season coming from Ottawa out of the minor leagues, making a big play and able to stop Logan Jack in his tracks.
They'll spread 4 wide receivers out again. Harish Prasad up there in the red sleeves working out of the slot. They will put Logan Jack in the backfield alone. Here they are to throw. Going to flip it out to Jack, and Jack just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Yeah, Brody Gulch again, they're on the coverage. He's been able to sniff out that, dump off to Jack each time that they've gone to it, and he makes a stop. And now you have a 3rd and 6 here. They need to convert this again. They don't want to have to settle for a field goal here.
14-yard line. They need to get down to the 7 to pick up the first down. Low snap for Richardson. He fires. That is caught, caressed, and held in by the tight end, Jack Flash, for first down yardage.
Yeah, and in traffic, that's such a hard catch to make. You have about 4 or 5 different Hyena defenders trying to get to that ball. Richardson able to fit it into such a tight window, and Jack Flash able to turn his hips around to the other side because that ball was just a little bit behind him. Makes the catch, gets the first down for Carolina.
Split backs here, 2 wide receivers wide, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. When we come back, Carolina tries to cap off this drive. It's the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back here in Houston, Andy Hamilton and Ryan Caudill. It's the Carolina Skyhawks knocking on the door here at Houston's 4-yard line. Can they enter the house? 1st and goal. Here is Richardson going to throw back in the end zone. Toe tap, got it! Touchdown, Heath McDaniel Jr. Touchdown, Carolina!
Yeah, and add another one to the board for Carolina. A big play, and they're just able to come here in the red zone, make the play, get to the back of the end zone, and you go to Heath McDaniel Jr. because he has just been so good for your team. He's been that safety blanket for Sully Richardson that he knows he can go to. He's such a big red zone threat as well this season. He has 5 touchdowns and make it 6.
Sully Richardson, 19 of 27 today for 2 touchdowns, a QBR of 118 and over 200 yards as Carolina drives down the field and puts points on the board to take the lead.
And we see, this Carolina offense relying heavily on the passing game, but you still have Logan Jack, who's such a dynamic back, and Sully Richardson really throwing his heart out here today. This whole team has been really good in the passing game this season. 319 yards, passing yards per game on average, which is really good in this league, and they are just throwing the ball really well today.
Kai Cash back to return, takes a high grab, and he brings it out off this right-hand side. Get your player position locked and loaded today through our Discord server and join the SFL Minor League, SFLM. There's more opportunities than ever to be a player on the field and one that you've always wanted to be. Join the Discord community through simulationfl.net. The 2nd season of the Minor League starts Friday, October 9th. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rastelli on Discord for more information. That is Friday, October 9th for SFLM Season 2. Off this left-hand side, rumbling down the sideline. Warren Peace, no. Warren Murray, yes. Touchdown, Houston.
And what an amazing run yet again by Warren Murray. What can't this man do once he gets into that open field? He is just gone. Oh my goodness, what an amazing run. And another one-play drive for Houston where Warren Murray is just able to get that ball, get into open space, and get to the end zone. Houston offense is really flowing here today.
This Carolina defense is reeling as one of the best backs in the league has put them on notice. Houston strikes. They're right back out in front, Ryan. It took one play.
And last week, Warren Murray had 208 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And this week, we're not even at halftime, and he has 206 yards and a couple of touchdowns. This man is an absolute beast. Week in, week out, each defense, they have to account for the Murray factor and how good he is on the ground.
It is that easy for Houston. They have two running plays, Ryan. Warren Murray left and Warren Murray right. And that one works off the left-hand side, and the Hyenas are right back out in front. 3 touchdowns for this offense of Houston, and Carolina's offense has to get right back up off the bench.
Yeah, they thought they were going to get a bit of a rest. They had a really long drive. Carolina did 13 plays, and they were able to get to the end zone. But Houston just shows they make quick work of the defense. They get just one play, 72-yard touchdown, and that is just such a huge play for Houston. They are just able to do it so quickly and get that ball into the end zone.
1st and 10 at the Carolina 23-yard line. Minute 40 left to work with here in the second quarter. And all 3 timeouts for the Skyhawks. Sully Richardson leads this offensive unit up at the 23. Gonna flip out on 1st down to Logan Jack out of the backfield. Spins once, spins twice, still on his feet, into 1st down territory and out to the 39.
And this has just been a running back battle this week. Logan Jack has been running really well. He's such a strong runner, able to get, once he gets in that open field, he has a very dangerous spin move, and Houston just hasn't been able to bring him down quickly. And Warren Murray on the other side of the ball, we just saw what he's capable of. Both of these running backs are in a bit of a competition here today.
Ace quads look. Richardson going to throw the out route there. Caught, and out of bounds goes Jack Flash. Pickup of 6.
Yeah, good quick pass by Richardson, able to find Flash for the 4th time today. And Flash has been making some big catches when it matters most. All of these receivers that, Richardson has been going to, they've been making some big plays here today and able to keep drives alive.
3 wide again. Richardson in the shotgun against a 3-2 look out of Houston's defense. Minute and 5 to work with for the Skyhawks. Richardson takes the shotgun snap, fires across the middle, caught. 1st down yardage there. Avalos on the catch.
Avalos getting a first catch of the game. Now they're going into hurry up. They got to get down to the end zone.
Richardson to throw again. Flips out to Jack out of the backfield. Jack spins, only picks up 4.
Yeah, I think that's a point there where you just need to go out of bounds, let your offense reset, and give yourself some more time. But now they got to run the hurry up.
Richardson, quick flip out to Jack again. Jack spins back inbounds, has the 1st down yardage, and Carolina will take their first timeout.
Yeah, good job calling the timeout there, actually. Jack fights forward. Though he doesn't go out of bounds to stop the clock, he's able to fight forward. He knows that they have those timeouts at their disposal, so he gets the spin move, stays in bounds, and fights for that 1st down. Good quick timeout by Carolina. Now they have a chance to reset, collect themselves, and figure out what play they're going to run next.
34 seconds left. They're at Houston's 38. Probably need to get to around Houston's 30 to be in Whistle Jones's field goal range. 2 backs in the backfield. Harish Prasad, the only receiver here on the bottom of the screen. Jack Flash, the tight end, is lined up right to his left. Richardson going to throw. Flips it out to Logan Jack with blockers. Jack down this right-hand side of the field. 1st down yardage and shoved out of bounds at the 26.
Yeah, look at the offensive line going out in front of him there. Look, 1 block and then a 2nd block there allows Logan Jack to get to that outside, use his speed to his advantage, and he gets the 1st down, and he gets out of bounds, which is also key. Now they're here at the 26-yard line. That's in field goal range for Jones, and they have plenty of time, 2 timeouts. This is where they can kind of test the Houston defense. They can go for those big plays.
2 receivers top of the screen here. Twins up there. 3-3 look out of Houston's defense. Richardson under center. Short drop, fires a quick one, and Prasad could not hang on after the hit.
Yeah, a real quick throw might have been too odd to handle, especially with a Houston Hyena hitting him right when the ball hit his hands. That's a tough catch to make for Prasad, and now it's just going to be 2nd down, so no harm, no foul really on that incompletion.
Ethan Cog comes over and knocks that one loose. Better strong one of the better strong safeties in the league, and Cash makes a good play there to break it up. Brings up 2nd and 10. Three receivers wide here. Richardson under center. They have both the fullback, Tony Zoma, and the halfback, Logan Jack, on the field here on 2nd down. Here is Richardson going to dump it out to the fullback, Zoma, off the left side. Zoma showing the power, is able to pick up 7, and there is Carolina's 2nd timeout.
Yeah, that's a chance for you to go out of bounds there as Zoma. You just need to make sure you're stopping that clock. Give your team as much time as possible, and also make sure Houston, doesn't have any time. I feel like with, less than 20 seconds left, even if Houston gets the ball back, they're not going to have any chance to do anything. But we've seen Warren Murray, he's done it twice on just one play, able to take it all the way to the end zone.
4 receivers wide. Richardson to throw. Finds Jack Flash on the boundary, and Flash got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, big play there for him, actually getting out of bounds, stopping the clock, and also getting the first down, so giving them a little bit more to work with. So here for Carolina, you're at the 13. You're so close to the end zone. This has been dangerous territory for them because they like to go to that middle of the field, and whenever you're here in the red zone area, they get bunched up, but they're actually going to send on the field goal unit.
Yeah, they are going to try and cut this to a 1-point lead. 15 seconds, not trying to risk anything else. They are going to play the conservative ball. Whistle Jones kicks it up, and that is through from 30 yards, 20-21. Carolina cuts into the lead here.
Yeah, I feel like with one timeout, you do have a chance here to go for the end zone, but Carolina and Harish Prasad decide to go the conservative route, go for those guaranteed points because that next play is not always guaranteed, and Houston does have that really powerful secondary, that combination of Garrison and Clear, who are, at any given moment, they could make a huge impact on the play. So a good call there to go for the conservative and go for those guaranteed points.
12 seconds left. Kick is away. Return here out of the Hyenas will come out to the 24. 8 seconds, 3 timeouts. Really only have a play.
Yeah, one play, but like I said, we've seen Warren Murray able to break it out on just one play. That's all he needs. He just needs a play and some good blocking, and he can break it out. So Carolina, they're going to have to contain the run here.
2 backs in the backfield. Murray sidecar with McMichaels. They give to Murray off this left-hand side, and one-on-one tackle made by Hatley will end the half.
Yeah, now going into halftime, this is where we're going to have to see what adjustments they end up making. Skyhawks are going to have to do something about Warren Murray and how he's been having such an amazing game already. 2 huge runs of over 70 yards. He's at 212 yards for the day, and we look at the team comparison here, and like we were saying earlier, this is going to be 2 completely different offensive attacks. Carolina, they love to go through the air. They love to use Sully Richardson's arm to their advantage, and Logan Jack on the ground is a bit of a dynamic duo. And then with Houston, Kentez Johnson has not been throwing the ball as much. They were able to do one drive where he kind of took the team on his back, drove down, got the touchdown, and he still has a QBR of 126. But really for Houston, their entire offense has been running through Warren Murray with those big plays. Only 14 attempts, but 200 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. So both of these offenses looking like 2 completely different attacks, and it's working for both of them respectively. And so it's going to be up to the defenses to be able to account for that. Houston has to do more against the passing attack. We've seen Harish Prasad, we've seen Heath McDaniel able to make these big plays, and Carolina's defensive line, their front 7 is going to have to step up and find a way to stop Warren Murray.
Murray has taken 2 big ones to the house and has 200 yards today on just 14 attempts. That's an average yard per carry of 15.1. His long today, 77 yards, as he has surpassed what he did last week in just the first half. Ryan, definitely one of the biggest threats for this offense. And Johnson only thrown the ball 7 times today. This Houston offense cooking through Warren Murray. And when you looked at the time of possession, they only had 8 minutes. You would imagine that would not win you a football game, but when you have a back like Warren Murray, you really only need 30 seconds because that's how long it takes him to run 100 yards.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Maybe even less than that. And only 8 minutes possession. And I usually say that games are going to be decided on that possession battle. And if teams, if you have the ball longer, you're going to be the winning team. But Carolina, they've had the ball for much longer in this game, and they do not have the lead.
Skyhawks thrown the ball 37 times. They threw it 45 times last week against Arizona, so they're on pace to break that record right away. Logan Jack receiving a lot of those passes out of the backfield, as you see on your screen now. He's made some of them work for, first downs and 10, 15 yards each time.
Yeah, both these offenses have really come out swinging here today in this must-win game for both of these teams. This game has so many playoff implications. It's a big tiebreaker, especially, you're at 4-5. This would take you to 5-5. It, even up the playoff race, it, puts you in that conversation. So both of these teams really need this win today.
Third quarter, all set for action. Carolina gets the ball to start this one off. They ended the last quarter with a field goal to end the first half. Now they get the ball back to start the second half of play. Out to the 27. You can download Crowd Play, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is this weekend as the Jacksonville Kings take on the Florida Storm. That's $1,000. Visit crowdplay.com for more information. Always fun to play Crowd Play and always fun to watch the Simulation Football League, especially when the games are close like they are today. Handoff right side, Logan Jack. Jack with good blocking out across the 45-50 and down to the Houston 45. Logan Jack rumbling.
Yeah, both of these running backs here are so explosive today. They're just able to get off tackle, get to that outside, and the defenses just can't contain them. And look at the blocking out in front, just absolutely beautiful. That is textbook. Logan Jack will take that every single time. He's able to break it to the outside. Big explosive run for Carolina on the first play of the half.
Brody Clark able to clean it up there at the 45 with 10.5 to go here in the third. More on Clark in a little bit. Sully Richardson in the shotgun will look to throw from the 45, tipped up and picked up down the right sideline. Brady Clark right on time. Is Johnny on the spot, and Houston takes over.
Yeah, and look at that. 7 interception ties him for 5th in the Simulation Football League. Make that 8 on the day, on the tip. They finally are able to get something off of that. They've had so many deflections, it seems like today, but they've never quite been able to get the takeaway. Brady Clark changes the story, flips the script, gets the interception, and Houston has the ball back with some great field position.
He had a pick last week along with 3 pass deflections. He adds one this week, and Houston in business at the 49. Johnson evades the pressure, and I think they'll mark that incomplete. Murray did not make the catch.
Yeah, and if he did, it would just be at the line of scrimmage anyway, just thrown a little bit too far, and he actually kind of had to dive for that. Just a bit of a misplay there for Houston, but that's rare for them. We'll see what they can do here on 2nd and 10.
First turnover of the game from Brady Clark will set Houston up in Carolina territory. Now the question is, can they take advantage? Warren Murray picks up 5. Nice tackle there made for the Carolina Skyhawks by Chad Nevels.
Yeah, and a good job by Carolina. I say on a run, if the running back's able to get 5 yards, that's a win for the running back. But whenever you're someone like Warren Murray and seems like 5 yards is a given, it seems like the defense, that was a good job by stopping him there.
3 receivers wide. Johnson in the shotgun will look to throw. 3rd and 5, fires. That one tipped away, incomplete. Davidson Joseph locking down on the outside.
Yeah, he's such a great cornerback for Carolina. He's able to, force these incompletions. He even gets some interceptions of his own, but not today. But that was just a good job playing the receiver, able to play the ball there, almost getting an interception. And good job by Carolina defense to not let that interception phase you, not let it affect your game at all. They're able to come up here, stop Houston, just force them to have a 3 and out. They're forced to punt. So Carolina will have some bad field position depending on the return.
Actually played outside leverage on that one. Let the receiver Harrell get on the inside, but then was able to undercut it to make the play. That's not something you see from a cornerback every day. Just one of the ways that Davidson Joseph shows his value. That punt goes into the end zone, and we will go to a commercial break. We'll be right back. 20-21. Carolina gets the ball back when we return on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Back here at Hyena Den Park, Andy Hamilton joined to the booth by Ryan Caudell. Zach Holdorf, along with Art Vandelay, are in the stats truck for us, and our commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine behind the scenes. Handoff, Logan Jack. He's in front of the scenes, and he's in front of the defense. Down to the 40, down to the 30, and Jack finally cut down at the 28 as Houston recovers, and Logan Jack breaks off a long run.
And what an absolute animal this man is. No one can stop him. He's able to just get past the line. The offensive line, everyone picks up their blocks, and that never happens. He's able to get to the outside, get into open space, and oh my goodness, he was just so close to breaking it all the way to the end zone. Both of these running backs, both of these teams are breaking out some huge runs. They've been so instrumental in both of the offenses.
Carolina flips the field, 3 receivers wide here on 1st and 10. One in the backfield. Richardson to throw is going to fire the out route there. It's caught right on the outside. Play made by Shea Carroll. And these passing offenses coming in. Carolina, the favorite, 319 yards per game coming in. And Ryan Sully Richardson at 293 right now.
Yeah, they're showing why they are one of the top passing attacks in the league. Even though Logan Jack has had his fair share of excellent runs, Sully Richardson is having an amazing game. Only the 1 interception, but 2 touchdowns.
Jack Flash, catch on the boundary, tackled a yard short. Tackle made there on the outside, and the Who You Got community poll selected Houston as the favorite right now. A 1-point favorite. They have not had to throw the ball, Ryan. They've been able to pick up the yards through Murray.
Yeah, when you have a back like Murray, you don't need to test the waters in the air, and I feel like this game, it's so hard to decide. I couldn't even pick one on the Who You Got.
Handoff right side, Logan Jack. I'm going to say it. Baby got Jack. Touchdown Carolina, and they take the lead.
Baby got Jack indeed. What an amazing run. Starting off the drive by Logan Jack, and then he's able to finish it with a big run, able to bounce off the tackle, put him into the dirt, a big spin move, and get into the end zone. Logan Jack is having a field day today. 156 yards and a touchdown on the day on only 10 attempts. That's insane.
370-plus yards from these 2 running backs combined on, get this, Ryan, just 25 attempts. 2 defenses in shambles as we go back and forth trading punch for punch. Carolina and Houston, Murray and Jack.
Punch for punch, run for run. These guys are doing it all for these offenses, and I mean, there's just not been answers on the front 7. They've been able to, get these huge blocks from the linemen. The front 7 just not able to do anything. And then once you get into that second level as a halfback, there's only a couple guys to beat, and they're so hard to bring down anyway. It puts a lot of stress on that secondary to make the stop.
Nice return here, still on his feet, now to the 29. Nice play there by Kai Cash to get this offense good starting field position at the 29. And Ryan, I'm going to keep this this short because Warren Murray has taken 2 first plays on opening drives to the house.
Yeah, if you're asleep, you better wake up right now. Houston taking the field. Warren Murray is taking the field, and he can do it on any given play. Let's see what he can do here.
He's only carried the ball 15 times today, averaged 14 yards on each carry. First play for Houston. Off the left side, Murray cut down. Nice defensive play there by Levant Irvine to get out in space and bring him down.
Yeah, Levant Irvine actually having a quieter game than usual. Only 3.5 tackles. He does have a deflection, but other than that, relatively quiet, but able to make a really good play there on Murray. It's so hard to bring down, but he's able to do it.
Split backs, 1 receiver wide. DR Sim against Davidson Joseph here on the bottom of your screen. They'll give to Murray up the middle, and he is dropped right there with Shravan Prasad to plug the hole.
Yeah, good job, the defensive line. They just created a wall. There was nowhere for him to go. He tried to go up the gut, but Shravan Prasad able to make the stop, hitting him early, and now you have a 3rd and 10 for Houston.
Bunch formation, Murray in the backfield against a 3-2 look of Carolina. Here is Johnson on a 5-step drop, fires across the middle, wide open receiver, catch made there, and that is first down yardage, the first catch of the day for Leroy Brown.
Yeah, it's surprising to hear that that's only 1 catch for Leroy Brown. Last week he had 4 receptions, 107 yards, and a touchdown. He had such a monstrous game last week, but this week he's been quiet, and that's only because Kenton Johnson just hasn't really had the opportunity to get that ball out. He only has 10 attempts on the day. Other than that, it's been all Warren Murray.
That's one of the plays you circle to come back to later because that was about as wide open as it gets for Leroy Brown. 2 yards there for Murray. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team's or your fan favorite team's jersey. You can visit stores and team libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or by visiting simulationfl.net and by hitting the shop button. 2nd and 8. Johnson fires, caught. Dax Lewis, first down yardage to the 40.
And it looked like at the beginning of this drive they were trying to go to Murray like they have been, but Carolina's their defensive line stepped up really big. So now Kentez Johnson having to throw the ball, and they're working this middle of the field so well. Look at, he's just wide open there and able to split the zone. So let's see what they can do here in this second half if Houston decides to lean off of Murray a little bit, go through the air, and see if they can develop this passing attack a little bit.
1st and 10, 3 wide receivers wide. Carolina going to play bump. They got a sack out of this formation last time that they ran it. Johnson under center. Short drop, pressure coming, has to unload. Catch made there on the outside. Working on Chad Nevels. The grab was made by Brown.
Yeah, Leroy Brown, quiet first half, coming out a little bit here in the second half. That's his 2nd reception of the drive, 2nd reception of the game, and it goes for a first down. And Kentez Johnson just not relying on Murray as much this drive. He's putting the ball into his own hands.
New set of downs standing here at the 28. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. They give Warren Murray off this right-hand side. Warren Murray down inside the 10 to the 8 before he can get cut down. And Murray continues to put Houston in opportunities to score.
Yeah, right as I say they're using him less, he shows why they have been using him. Look at that spin move. It's just absolutely dirty, making Prasad look silly and able to get that first down. And we see why this offense is so powerful for Houston. They can go through the air. They've been getting those first downs that way on this drive, but then you can just hand that ball off to Murray and he can just do his thing, a little shake, a little bake, and get the first down.
Gun ace trips look here for Houston. Johnson in the shotgun, going to throw. Fires out of the backfield to Murray, and that is out of bounds right there at the 8.
Yeah, it looked like he either caught it inbounds or just the ball just went out of bounds before he could even catch it. A little bit of an errant throw there. He was led a little bit too far out of bounds, but that is kind of the play that you want to get to Murray. Get him there on the outside, and he is just so dangerous once he's going up the sidelines.
4:27 here to go in the 3rd. 2 in the backfield, 3 wide receivers wide. Johnson under center will give Murray right up the gut, and he will pick up 3. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5. Cologne on the tackle.
And this is going to be a big play for both of the sides of the ball. if the defense for Carolina can step up here, get the stop, then it's gonna force Houston into a a field goal situation rather, and that diminishes the impact that this drive has on the game. To the
5
top side of the
wide
screen.
here. Johnson spreads everyone out. Leroy Brown at the bottom of your screen. Here's Johnson to throw. Fires across the middle. Catch made, but not going to get into the end zone. He threw it short of the goal line. The catch was made, but not able to get in. Brian Harrell tackled short.
Was just right on the goal line there. It just not able to fall inwards to the goal line. And unfortunately for Houston, that was a really great drive for them. They're able to get almost all the way, but 2 yards separate them from the goal line. They're going to have to kick the field goal, and Carolina comes away sweating, but they come away with the lead.
Nico Cappuccino sends it up and through from 18. Didn't have a field goal attempt last week. Has a field goal here today to cut the lead to 3. It's the Simulation Football League, and we'll be right back for Week 10 action on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back here in Houston, 3-point lead for Carolina. They cling to it. They come up with a defensive stand in the red zone. Much credit to the defensive backs for closing down on some pass plays. And now they will set up for their offense. Return here out to the 23. Will bring Sully Richardson and the offensive unit back out onto the field. They've gone run, they've gone pass, and both have worked. And speaking of work, plenty of work still to be had for the SFL. Lone Star and Queen City is coming up next at 4:30 Eastern right here on 11 Sports and for the fans. Tonight, Vancouver and Arizona. And then tomorrow, starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, Sioux Falls and Baltimore and Jacksonville and Florida for our crowd play game of the week. Richardson flips it up out of the backfield for Logan Jack, who picks up 3 to start this drive.
Yeah, not starting out with a big Logan Jack run this drive. Unlike the last 2, he's not running the ball, but he was able to break it out and get, a 50-yard gain, it seemed like, on both those runs. So he's going to be very dangerous for the offense here. They're going to have to pay extra attention to him.
Over under set at 51.5. We are right at 51 with 2:45 to go in the third. Out route there is, they're going to roll him inbounds. Nice catch by Jack Flash and the toe tap.
Yeah, good toe tap. Staying in bounds is huge there. Now you have a 3rd and 3. This is going to be a big tell here if your offense needs to be able to get it done. They can't really give the ball back to Houston. Houston is so good at coming away with points on just about every drive that they get. So Carolina, they need to keep this drive alive. They need to get the ball moving down the field.
4 receivers wide. Jack, the lone back in the backfield. They're going to throw the out route wide open. I mean, that's about as open as it gets for a first down. Nice play call there by Carolina as Terry Savert, the tight end 2, finds the space.
Yeah, it looked like Houston was guarding the middle of the field. They were sure that a slant was going to come out, and then Carolina, they just go to the flat, go to that quick, easy throw that sometimes you just kind of forget about. You just don't realize that that's there, and Carolina gets away with that.
2 in the backfield here. Harish Prasad, the only receiver down on the bottom of the formation. 2:13 to go in the first. They'll give Logan Jack left side. Jack spins out of 1, is not able to evade the tackle there made by Brody Gulch, the first-round pick out of Ottawa.
He's a hard tackler to avoid. Gulch is really coming into his own for this team. He's come into this kind of leadership position. He's leading this team. He's been a really big factor for this defense in making some stops.
Here is Richardson to throw. Going to dump it out to Jack. One-on-one with a linebacker. Spins, makes two guys look silly, and scoots out of bounds at the 41.
Yeah, and Everett Garrison actually able to spin him just a little bit too much. He didn't have quite the angle, and Logan Jack ends up just going out of bounds there instead of breaking it further up the sideline. Now you have a 3rd and 6 for Carolina. This is where this is yet another 3rd down that they need to convert.
3 receivers wide. Richardson in the gun. 3-2 look out of Houston. They need to get across the 45 to pick up the first down. Richardson fires, tipped up, and incomplete. Defensive play made there, and the stand will hold. Alonzo Hamilton, with the best last name in football, makes the play.
I think you might be a little bit biased, Mr. Andy Hamilton.
Oh, no, I call it right down the middle.
Good stand there by Houston's defense actually to make the stop versus Carolina. That offense is hard to bring down. Now they're going to get the ball back.
4th and 6 play. These two teams trade the football as their defenses trade stops. In the first half, it was all offense, and now a nice special teams return. Still on his feet across midfield with one man to beat. He's going to outrun him. It's going to be Kai Cash. That's money. Touchdown, Houston. They take the lead.
And if you aren't running Warren Murray, you can just give it to your man Kai Cash, and he makes the return, takes it all the way to the end zone. What a huge play for Houston, able to shift the momentum back into their favor on just a punt. He takes it out from the 25, gets a huge spin move, and then he gets some blocking, finds the holes, able to just take it up the field. It's just a foot race at that point, takes it all the way to the end zone, and that is so huge for the Hyenas.
Only one thing you can say, Ryan. Ka-ching.
Yeah, the cash is flowing in for Houston.
Paper on paper, points on points, and this extra point pivotal to make it a 4-point game. It's right now standing at 3. Nico Cappuccino is going to line it up. The holder is Bernie Bergain, and with 1:07 left to go in the third, a special teams play for Houston is a big one. That kick was a low snap. Bergain able to corral it up and good, and it is a 4-point lead for the Houston Hyenas at home.
And this Houston team, they seemingly come out of nowhere with these plays. I mean, Warren Murray, 2 big runs, and then you have Kai Cash. He can do it with his feet. Even though he's just a defender, he's got legs too. Houston has just been putting on a display of offense.
Shea Carroll, the return man, and now Carolina's special teams will have a chance to make a play to counter. They will bring the return out to the 27-yard line.
It always feels awkward when you have to return a ball after a touchdown got returned. You're just like, oh man, now it's my turn. And then he wasn't able to do it, and so it feels bad.
1:02 to go in the third. Still lots of football left to be had, but Houston holding on to the lead right now, and they would like their defense to come up with a play to keep it. 2 in the backfield, and they will give to Jack off the right-hand side. Nice play there made by the defensive lineman, Chris Joseph.
Yeah, good play, actually hitting him in the backfield. That is so important when you have a runner like Logan Jack who just breaks it out to the outside, able to get into open space, but instead hits him at his feet, brings him down, trips him up. Good stop.
3 wide, single back in the backfield. 3-3 look here out of Houston. Richardson under center. Sully Richardson to throw. Fires underneath. Dangerous pass caught by Prasad.
Yeah, it looked like 27 for Houston. Kai Cash, the man himself that just got a touchdown, almost getting an interception. He saw that route all the way, but just not quite able to get the tip, make the play.
Yeah, might have been a little tired from the return. Maybe if he had a little bit of extra juice in the tank, he would have been able to make a play on that. This, if they take the snap, they will. Last play of the third quarter. Fires across the middle. One-handed grab! First down yardage. Carolina moves the chains, and when we come back, their drive continues. Simulation Football League action on 11 Sports and for the fans, heading to the fourth. 4-point lead here for the Houston defense. Carolina trying to get back into this one. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me is Ryan Caudill, Stat Caldorf, Art Vandelay on stats, Cameron Irvine behind us producing the game. And this going to be a good finish. 11 minutes on the clock, and then that's all she wrote. Richardson fires. Nice dart across the middle to the 48, catch made by Sam Avalos.
The Carolina offense, their passing attack is just flowing like a well-oiled machine today. Sully Richardson is having the game of his career, just able to find the open space there between the defenders, finding that just perfect tight window right up the middle of the field, getting the first down for Carolina.
6'3", 195, seventh-round rookie. Avalos making another grab there, has had a couple today that have been helpful for Carolina. First and 10 from the 48. Richardson pressured and just gets that one away. Pressure supplied by Tina Begin.
Yeah, Tina Begin coming on this season as a rookie. The third-round pick looks so good in the minor leagues, was one of the leading tacklers and was so good at getting to that quarterback, and she shows why she was just a top pick for Houston, and they got a steal getting her in the third round.
10:30 to go here in the fourth. Second down for Carolina as they reset after the near sack that would have dropped them way back. Give to Logan Jack, and Jack has no room. Kai Cash right there on top of him, breathing down his neck.
And Kai Cash really having an amazing game. We obviously saw the punt return, but still making some big plays in the secondary and at the line of scrimmage. And Carolina, they're going to have to find a different way to attack the Houston defense.
Third and 10, Sully Richardson has thrown it 49 times. This is 50th attempt on third down, and he threw it right to the linebacker, and he's lucky that Brody Gulch did not come away with it, and it ends up incomplete.
Yeah, Brody Gulch looking for the first interception of his SFL career, but not able to come down with it. So disappointing as a linebacker, but that's why they're making the hits and not the catches. And now Carolina, they're going to be forced to punt on a drive where they're still able to get into Houston territory.
10 minutes to go in the fourth. Still plenty of time. A 4-point difference. They just need a defensive stop, and Houston has one of the best backs in the league to try and put this thing away. Cash will not get very far on that one. Only out to the 15. Some poor field position for Houston. They're backed up against their own end zone.
Yeah, but we all know with Houston, field position doesn't really matter. Warren Murray has been so good for them making those huge plays.
Both these teams right there on the door of the playoffs. Houston literally one position away, and there are two other 4 and 5 teams that have tiebreakers over them. Carolina right there, so both teams needing a win here today to try and make their playoff chances go up. A loss does not necessarily break you, but it does put you in a really tough position, Ryan.
Yeah, it doesn't. When you lose, the fate isn't in your hands so much, so to speak, and it really is in the other team hands. You need something to go your way. So you really need to come away with this win today so you control your own destiny.
2nd and 4. Here is the give up the middle, and that was to Stephen McMichaels, and he picks up a yard. Nice carry, but it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, going with McMichaels, trying to throw Carolina off, but it's up the middle, and they are not fooled by it. And if Carolina can get a stand on a drive that just sputtered to a halt there, that'll be so huge for them and so big for the offense.
4 wide against a 4-4 here out of Carolina. Dangerous territory. Let's see if Johnson can get the throw off. He's going to go deep with it, and it's deflected. Did not have the juice. Play was made by Zane Doty, and Houston goes 3 and out.
Yeah, Doty not able to come down with it, but still able to get the deflection in such a huge spot. And Kentez was going for the big play, which I love to see from a quarterback. I love to see them, taking the risk, trying to go downfield, trying to find your man and making something happen. But unfortunately, the ball was just underthrown a little. He's not able to find the receiver, and it ends up resulting in a punt.
Houston going to have to kick this one away. Brian Adams gets it away as Carolina came after it. Shea Carroll stands at his own 43 and calls for the fair catch there. And Sully Richardson will lead the offense back out, but only after a break. We'll be right back. The Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans returns in a minute. Fourth quarter action from Houston. The Hyenas lead 31-27. Skyhawks have the ball back after a 3-and-out. New set of downs here for Carolina as they take over. Flip out to Logan Jack on first down. He's rode down. Eric Simmons was not fooled.
Yeah, and he's trying to, keep their team in this, keep their lead, good, because Logan Jack, he's just so hard to bring down. You got to hit him hard. He's able to do it, bring him down, and make the stop.
3 receivers wide here on second and long. Just over 8 minutes to go here. Houston in a nickel look. Richardson going to take a deep shot down the middle. Harish Prasad in quadruple coverage. Hauls it in. How in the world did he do that?
Oh, how? Andy, how did he catch that? That must be one of the best catches I have ever seen. Look, he just goes and dives for it. He's got 3 men on him and a receiver in his face hitting him. He's still able to make the catch. What an amazing play by Harish Prasad.
He mossed half the Houston defense to keep this drive moving. They're down to the 37, and they will not give up just yet. 2 in the backfield. Here's Richardson going to fling it out to Logan Jack with a head of steam, and Jack ridden down at the 35.
Just bottled up there, unfortunately. It looked like he was going to have a big run. He had, a big head of steam, a big momentum going for him, but he's still able to get stopped by the Hyenas. He got swarmed by about 2 or 3 guys there. Good stop by Houston.
Tight end on the top of the formation is Jack Flash. Harish Prasad to the top of the screen. Here's Richardson to throw again. Flips it to Flash, and he has first down yardage. Pressure was coming, and Richardson able to just float one and get away from the pressure.
Yeah, they've been doing that quick pass pretty frequently to Jack Flash when they need those yards, and he's so good at catching the ball and making just that quick play and getting the solid gain, and a good play by Carolina to get the first down.
Here at the 26, first play is a handoff to Jack after the first down, and he picks up another 3. Tough running for Logan Jack on this drive. Houston really buckled down.
Yeah, you could tell that they've made an adjustment here for Logan Jack. He does these outside runs so well, but they are able to bottle him up at the line, hit him early, and bring him down. So they've definitely made a game plan adjustment for him, and Richardson's just going to have to keep throwing it.
4 receivers wide. Houston going to play bump on 2nd and 7. Richardson throws for the 55th time, and it's deflected. Kai Cash again.
Kai Cash just having the game of his career. I mean, what can't this man do? He's able to just make the play on special teams. He's able to make the deflection there when it looked like he didn't even know the ball was coming, but he turns around at the last second, gets his arms up, and makes the play.
3rd and 7 in field goal range, so Carolina just can't do anything too crazy. 3 receivers wide here against a 4-2 look. Richardson to throw, fires deep down the middle to the end zone, caught, touchdown Carolina! Ooh, Heath McDaniel Jr., what a grab!
And these receivers could do it all. We saw Harish Prasad with an amazing catch, and Heath McDaniel said, you know what, I can do that too. He goes all the way to the end zone, makes an amazing catch in double coverage, and what an amazing play. It looked like triple coverage actually there, and he makes the play. Carolina with a huge touchdown, able to answer back to Houston. They take the lead with only 6 minutes to go.
Man, Sully Richardson is willing his team into a spot to win this game. They just need the defense to hold on. This extra point from Whistle Jones is up and through to make it a 4-point Carolina lead, 3-point Carolina lead, excuse me. When we come back, Houston tries to answer. It's the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. We return to Houston, Hyena Den Park Stadium. The Carolina Skyhawks from Raleigh have come to Houston, and they have gone bout for bout here with the Hyenas. 34-31. Carolina in white, Houston in maroon. Skyhawks on top. Return here for Kai Cash. He will bring it out to the 25, and with 6 minutes to go, this Houston offense needs to get moving.
Yeah, it seems like they've been moving so well today, but they've just not able to take the lead here so far, and we see the headlines for today.
Yeah, just last night, the Louisiana game was very interesting. A drive down the field late, a score with very little time left, gave Louisiana their second loss of the season, pushed Denver in front. More on that in a minute. Here's the give to Murray. Murray spins, and he's able to pick up 6 to start the drive. And Denver, a new number 1 as they take care of business against Chicago. Fort Worth shocks Louisiana. Sioux Falls and Baltimore battle later today. Jacksonville and Florida also go head-to-head on Monday night.
And it's so surprising to see such a powerful New Orleans team. They are dethroned, and Denver looking so good this season.
Louisiana Revolution falling with 6 seconds to go on a slant to the middle to Robert Garrett Jr. Speaking of big plays, Warren Murray has had plenty of them today, and he picks up the first down there. Stark on the tackle.
Yeah, able to get the first down, keeping the drive alive for Houston. So big for them. Warren Murray has just been that bell cow for them all day today. 20 attempts, 242 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What an amazing stat line.
4 receivers wide here. Give to Murray again right up the middle, and Murray picks up 3.
Yeah, but even so, even the big runs that he has been having, Carolina is still able to stop him at the line there. And here in the second half, really, they've been game planning more and more for Murray, accounting for that run and forcing Kentez Johnson to make the plays.
4-4 look here out of Carolina's defense. 4.5 minutes to go. Time just running off of this clock. Johnson in no hurry will give to Murray off this left-hand side. Warren Murray, one man to beat. He can't beat him. He'll be brought down at the 48. Rochelle Colston, one woman to beat. He didn't get through there, and Colston brings him down.
Yeah, she makes a really big stop there when it matters most. I've been saying it all day, but once he gets into that open space, he's so hard to bring down, and it was up to Colston to make the stop there. She hits him hard, able to bring him down, but not before Murray picks up the first.
Rochelle Colston, playmaker for Carolina, ended a game on an interception earlier this season, and she could make a big play late here in this game. Dump off underneath DR Sim. The doctor checks in here with just his second catch of the game, a pickup of 8.
Yeah, a good quick pass, getting the 8 yards, and now you have a 2nd and 2, and you said earlier, it's a playmaker's dream here. This is where you really can afford to take a shot, and then you have your safety blanket and Warren Murray to get those 2 yards. So this is the time to step up.
Twins top of the screen, 2 in the backfield. McMichael's there along with Murray. Here's Johnson going to throw. Wide open underneath is DR Sim on the outside, and he has first down yardage to the 32.
Carolina, they got a touchdown on the last drive, but Houston starting to answer back here. This offense is moving down the field slowly but surely. They're getting these first downs. They're testing the Carolina defense, and they're getting closer and closer to the end zone. You see it there in the replay. It's within striking distance.
Yeah, the interesting thing to note about this drive, Ryan, is Houston seems to be in no hurry. Now down to 3 minutes left in the fourth. They are saying that this is the drive, because if they get stopped, they're not going to have much time left. 2 in the backfield here. Johnson to throw. Flips out of the backfield to Dax Lewis. Lewis picks up 4.
And I think the time management, that could be part of it. They are very confident in what they've been able to do here today. I mean, they've looked really good on offense. Warren Murray's looked amazing. Kentez Johnson has had no mistakes today. 12 completions, 137 yards, and a touchdown. Though they aren't the flashiest of stats, there are no mistakes there, really. He's been having some really good games here for Houston.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts. Give to Murray off this left-hand side. Murray through the first tackle will pick up a couple. It'll be 3rd and 3 at the 25.
Yeah, and this is a must get for them. You see the time just winding down, tick, tick, tick. They need to be careful of it. They are within field goal range, so they could be content with just, trying to tie this game, but why not go for the kill shot?
2 in the backfield. Carolina has 9 in the box. Here is Murray, or they're going to flip it out to Murray. Murray can't stay in bounds. Oh, the agility of Warren Murray, not enough on that play. He steps out, and it'll be 4th down.
And that is Warren Murray's first mistake of the day. He's just not able to cut back inside far enough. Kentech Johnson maybe let him out a little bit, but he definitely was inbounds to catch it. He should have been able to get upfield, but he's not quite able to do it, not quite able to get that first down. And now Houston, they have to settle for a field goal. They're going to tie it up, and they're going to leave the ball in Carolina's hand.
Nico Cappuccino will line this one up. Hold is down. Cappuccino sends it towards the uprights, and it is good from 42 yards. We're all knotted up at 34.
And we're entering the 2-minute warning, so now we have a Carolina 2-minute drill here.
2 minutes to play. Don't go anywhere. This one's going to be a wild finish. It's the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Two minutes to go here in Houston. Andy Hamilton along with Ryan Caudill. Week 10 Simulation Football League action. The playoffs potentially for both teams hanging in the balance. Neither one eliminated with a loss, but boy, does it get more difficult. Carolina gets the ball back with a tie game. Return out to the 24, and that's where we'll see Sully Richardson and Ryan. He's thrown it 56 times.
56, and I'm sure he'll get close to 60 on this drive. He's been slinging the ball so well today. 393 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception to his name. And this is the time where Sully Richardson needs to step up. He needs to drive the team down the field and cap off an amazing game from both of these teams.
4 receivers wide. Harish Prasad top of the screen. Richardson, pressure coming, has to evade. Slings one off his back foot, tipped up, still bobbing around. It flies, and it's incomplete at the end of all of that.
And you can hear all of North Carolina, a collective sigh of relief go through them as that ball just falls harmlessly to the ground. It looked like that was the chance for Houston, get that ball back and, give their team yet another chance to get back into this game. Instead, it falls to the ground, and Sully Richardson gets away with one.
Logan Jack back out on the field, 271 all-purpose yards for him on over 20 touches. 3 receivers wide here. Richardson to throw. We'll flip it out to Logan Jack. He's going to fumble the ball. Logan Jack puts it on the ground. It's scooped up, and Houston takes the lead on the return. Brody Gulch, the rookie.
With an amazing play, he's able to scoop and score. What an amazing play for the Houston defense. They forced the Logan Jack fumble, and just when Carolina, they were getting the ball back, they were trying to drive down the field. Houston makes their second turnover of the game, and it comes at a huge time, resulting in a touchdown. That is 2 touchdowns today. We're coming not from the offense, but coming from another side of the ball. They had 1 on special teams, make that 1 for defense. What an amazing play and a huge change of momentum for Houston.
You have got to be kidding me. That just goes to show you at home how easy it is to go from couch to field and make an impact. Brody Gulch might have just put Houston in the driver's seat for the postseason. Cappuccino on, extra point up and good. A 7-point lead for the Hyenas with 1:39 to go.
Wow. All I can say is, wow, that is what an amazing just play. It shifts the entire flow of the game, the entire storyline. And Sully Richardson now going to get the ball back for Carolina. This is the chance you need to drive back down the field, erase that mistake, pretend like it never happened, and, play your football the way that you play it, get down the field and, try to tie this game back up.
Brody Gulch, his second scoop and score of the season. That rookie is making a huge impact, and I'm sure Damon Simeon and this Houston front office is thanking their lucky stars that with the 4th pick overall in the season 15 draft, they went with the linebacker.
Yeah, the scouting department just got a huge raise because of that play. That was so huge for them and maybe punches their ticket to playoffs.
Shotgun look for Richardson. Carolina trying to keep this game going. Richardson going to fire on the corner route. Intercepted! Picked off by Houston back down the sideline. And they might have just put the dart and the final knock on the door in that one. Jacob Clear takes it away.
And you could tell that fumble was weighing heavily on the mind of Sully Richardson. He goes for the risky play, tries to find Heath McDaniel, which is the right play. You need to find your man, but unfortunately, just a great play made by Jacob Clear, able to take the ball away, and that nearly seals it here for Houston. They're in field goal range. If they do kick a field goal, that'll put it at a 2-score game, and that is so hard to come back from.
Wow, these two teams and the defense of Houston comes up with 2 big plays here near the end of this game. Murray, offset, will lose 3 yards. Carolina going to start using those timeouts.
Yeah, you got to use the timeouts. You got to keep your team in it. It is a close game, so you definitely still can come back from this. There's no doubt about that, and your offense has been so explosive, so powerful here today, so you just need to limit the damage that interception did to you and make sure the defense here needs to step up.
4 wide receivers wide on this play. 2nd and 13 they give to Murray right up the middle. Murray with running room. Murray able to pick up 12, and he's down to Carolina's 12-yard line.
Yeah, it makes it a whole lot harder here on the 3rd and 1 for the Skyhawks, but the Houston Hyenas just going to Warren Murray, and he can do it all, and he's looking to ice this game and give Houston their 5th win of the season.
Murray 276 yards today. And Kentez Johnson has only thrown the ball 20 times. 3rd and a yard plays right into Houston's strength. They have Murray and McMichaels in the backfield. Just need to get down to Carolina's 11 to move the chains, and he will not get there. Warren Murray stopped. Carolina uses their last timeout, and Nico Cappuccino with the chance to put this game to rest.
Yeah, Cappuccino looking for a big field goal. He has not missed today, and he will try not to miss here. This game will be just about over if he's able to do it. That puts them at a 10-point lead, and then it would force Carolina. They'd have to go down the field and get the touchdown, which is not a given. And then you have to go and get the onside kick and go back down again, and you only have 1:15 to do it.
1:16 to go here in the 4th. Cappuccino kick on the way, and it is good from 29 yards, 44-34, a 10-point lead for the Hyenas.
And if you had the over going into this game, you hit that a long time ago. Both of these teams coming out with some really big offensive attacks, putting some huge points on the board, and just really good display of effort from both of these offenses. Sully Richardson playing his heart out, 393 yards through the air, nearly 60 attempts. That arm has got some wear on it here today.
73 seconds left on the clock. Carolina out of timeouts. Here is the return from Carroll up to the 28, and they will have 68 seconds to get down the field.
Yeah, and remember, you got to do it twice if you want to win this ball game, and this is where Richardson and the Skyhawks are going to try to go for that big play. I mean, we've seen Harish Prasad and Heath McDaniel Jr., both of them have been able to step up in big ways for this offense, and they're going to have to do it here again.
Middle of the field has really been the soft spot for Houston. When they tried that last corner route, it did not work. Now they will throw again. Richardson fires another catch right up the middle. Catch made by Carroll to the 40.
Yeah, and this is where the hurry up comes in. You got to be getting down the field every single play. If you can't get out of bounds, get to the line.
Richardson to throw again, dumps out to Logan Jack. Jack off the sidelines will spin back in bounds, but then gets tackled out at the 49. 9-yard pickup there.
Yeah, Brody Gulch bailing out Jack a little bit there because he was not going to be able to get out of bounds, but Gulch tackling him out of bounds. That stops the clock for Carolina. They get to take a breath. Now you have a 2nd and 1, a playmaker's dream. This is where you can afford to go for that deep ball. You can afford to try to make the big play, get your team back in it.
Heavy formation here at the 49. Single back is Jack along with Zoma in the backfield. They'll throw out of it. Going to flip it out to Logan Jack on the outside. Has the first down yardage and out of bounds at the 49.
Yeah, it looked like the heavy formation was a bit of a decoy because they end up going for the pass and it, kind of bunches up Houston. They're in the middle. They try to stack the box, but instead they go to the outside. They go to Jack. He's able to get out of bounds and get the first down.
New set of downs here at the 49, probably about 15, 20 yards away from a makeable field goal attempt. 3 wide split backs, 4-2 look out of Houston. Richardson to throw, pressure coming, evades. Richardson going to run for it. Sully Richardson has the first down yardage, fights through to the 37.
To get up there, get the gain, and do it yourself.
They line right back up quickly and spike the ball with 29 seconds left.
Richardson able to get that run, get the first down, and now you're here close to the goal line. This is where you need to take a shot. You need to go for the end zone. You have to go for broke here so you can just try to bring yourself back in this game because it is not over. We've seen multiple onside kick recoveries this season. We've seen big plays. We've seen big comebacks happen.
3 wide here with 29 to go. 2nd and 10 from Houston's 37-yard line. Richardson fires across the middle, tipped away. Incomplete. Jacob Clear makes a deflection.
Yeah, Clear making a big deflection there. That would have been complete to Avalos had he not been there. And they tried to go up the middle field, but it didn't work.
4:30 Eastern, Lone Star will take on Queen City right here. You don't have to go anywhere. 11 Sports and For the Fans. And then at 6:30 Eastern, Vancouver and Arizona right here on 11 Sports and For the Fans. And we start back up Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern as well. Richardson to throw, out route there to Prasad is caught and out of bounds at the 34. And they will probably attempt a 50-yard field goal from Jones.
Yeah, I feel like that is the right call. You do need to get the 3 points, and when you have the 4th and 7, and if you don't get those points, then it just kills everything that you have going, and then the comeback is impossible. So the field goal would be the right call.
Jones out. His long for the day is 30. He is 2 of 3. Did miss one off the uprights earlier in today's game. And he will line this one up from 50. Hold is down. Kick on the way. Looks like it has the distance, and it is good from 50 yards. Whistle Jones puts it through.
Yeah, Whistle Jones redeems himself. He had the doink earlier that cost them 3 points that they wouldn't have had to get there, but instead he's able to redeem himself, put the ball through the uprights. Now you have about 30 seconds, actually less than 20 seconds to go. This is where you need to get this onside kick recovery and give your team a chance.
This is the ball game. Jones lines it up here. He will have to recover it. Everyone is set. Jones puts the boot to it. High bounce, and Houston hauls it in, and the Hyenas are going to get their 5th win of the season.
Yeah, big team win by Houston. Every single side of the ball came up big in this game. Without any of them doing it all, then they would not be able to win this game. Kai Cash had the big punt return that put them up 7. You have Brody Gulch that had that big scoop and score, and then, of course, the offensive attack. Kentez Johnson had a game, but Warren Murray had an even bigger one, able to break out some huge runs, get 2 touchdowns on the day, and that's going to do it in Houston.
The Hyenas defense gives up 37 points, Ryan, but when it matters most, they come up with a fumble recovery for a touchdown and an interception to seal the game over the Skyhawks. This one was back and forth, but at the end of it, the hometown Houston Hyenas pulled away and got the win.
Yeah, Houston's defense has a lot of points against them all season long, but their offense is one of the best in the league at getting points. They average just under 30 points a game, and this time they broke that wide open. As you see, the rushing attack from Houston prevailed so heavily today, and they were able to get over 200 yards on the ground and then just able to do it all from there.
Sully Richardson, 400 yards passing on 64 attempts. Logan Jack, 165 yards on 15 carries, but it was Warren Murray, the apple of the eye today. 28 carries, 275 yards, 2 scores, 9.8 yards per carry. They only need Kentez Johnson to throw the ball 20 times for 136 yards. And on the defensive side, got to be Brody Gulch who you highlight. 11 tackles for the rookie, 1 fumble recovery, 2 pass deflections, and the touchdown that gives Houston the win.
And it's hard to highlight just about anyone. I mean, he was the big shining star on defense, but you had Kai Cash, though he is on defense, he's also on special teams, and he made his force known with that big punt return for them. And Carolina, it was back and forth the whole game, but towards the end of it, Houston, they really got those final punches in. They were able to make the big play to make the difference, and that is what the difference is in these big games. Whenever you have these shootouts like this, it comes down to the end of it. It comes down to who can make that big play at the end of the game and who can seal it for their team. This time, it was Brody Gulch able to get that scoop and score and get the touchdown when it mattered most for the Hyenas.
Plenty of Simulation Football League action continuing today as well as tomorrow night. Don't go anywhere, and make sure if you are loving what you're seeing, you head over to simulationfl.net, join the world's greatest community, and become a Simulation Football League player yourself. You can get on the field without ever having to leave your home and the comfort of your couch. It's the Simulation Football League. We're in Week 10, but the SFL Minor League starts early October, and your chance to get on the field and be drafted to one of these SFL franchises goes up, but the only way to do that is to get out onto the field by joining the SFL community. Simulationfl.net. Ryan, who is the player of the game?
I think that is an obvious question. Though Brody Gulch had a great game, and though Kai Cash had a great game, the best game of everyone went to Warren Murray. 28 attempts, 275 yards on the ground, and a couple of touchdowns to add to that. He had such an amazing game, and I don't see it going any other way.
Your player of the game is Warren Murray. 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an incredible game. An incredible game by all, and more incredible games coming. Don't go anywhere. The Simulation Football League continues right after this. For Ryan Caudill, I'm Andy Hamilton. Have a great night.